Hey y'all, so today I have my WEN cleansing conditioners with me. I have been using WEN since September of 2011, so I've been using them for quite some time, and I just finished a huge 32 ounce of the fig, and I have the pomegranate as well, in addition to the fall ginger pumpkin. This actually I can probably get like one more use or like half a use out of this, like it's almost gone. And this is a seasonal scent. They don't even offer this one anymore. And that's one of my little quips about WEN, is that they do seasonal scents every like fall, winter, spring, summer, which is cool. Like if you want to collect them all, it's kind of like Pokemon. But at the same time, if you want to rebuy the cleansing conditioner, you have to haul it before they don't have any more. I mean, it's kind of a gimmick just to get people to keep buying it, but it's a little annoying, especially, you know, when a lot of us are looking for staples and we want to rebuy things and switch it up. But that's another reason why I am a product junkie, because then if someone stops making something, I'm not heartbroken. But anyway, just to talk about the scents, basically in all of the WEN conditioners, the menthol for my nose overpowers anything else in the scent or fragrance category, and it's kind of like, I don't know, you can smell the fruit in the background, but it almost all of them just end up smelling like Robitussin to me, because they have a significant amount of menthol. And I can tell that it's the menthol because I also have one of the like the spray like refreshers or whatever, like I think it's called like a hair replenisher, and that one is the fig, and it actually smells really good because it doesn't have menthol in it. So I can tell the difference between when there's menthol and when there's not menthol. So they all just kind of smell mentholy to me, so I don't really like the scent. I mean, it's fine, but some people I see like on the WEN forums on QVC, people are like, oh my god, this smells so good, this smells like pumpkin pie. This did not smell like pumpkin pie for me, not even at all. If I had some pumpkin pie that smelled like this, I would throw it away, because I would be like, what is in that? Someone is trying to poison me and I don't want this. So anyway, the ingredients, and when there are a lot of ingredients, there are a lot of herbal extracts, plant extracts. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm probably just going to put a link to the outline of, or to Chad Dean's site, so you can look at the ingredients on there, because there are tons and tons of ingredients. But here's my thing about the ingredients. So WEN is a cleansing conditioner. You can also use it as a leave-in conditioner or just a regular conditioner. And but they say you can use it just in place of all of your shampoos, your cleansers, and all of that. To me, and this is me, so don't come on here trying to argue with me about it, because you're obviously not going to change my mind at this point, because I've done a lot of research on this trying to change my own mind. I don't really think that it is an adequate cleanser on its own. There are some ingredients in here that can serve, especially the plant extracts, that can serve as gentle cleansers for your hair. It can lightly clean your hair, but I really don't think it can clean your hair any better than a lot of regular conditioners on the market. I was reading the Beauty Brain, someone actually sent me an article, and they were like, well, WEN does clean your hair because it has these ingredients, right? But in that same article, it said these ingredients are also in Suave and VO5 conditioners, and those are like $1. And also, I am very iffy on whether it can actually clean silicones out of your hair, cleanse silicones. And I think that's a little interesting, because WEN products, like their styling cream and things like that, have silicones. So just how I feel about it, I would not use WEN as my sole cleanser. A lot of the time, I ended up using it just as a regular conditioner, and if I had more buildup in my hair, if I hadn't done my hair in like a week and had been using a lot of butters, the WEN definitely did not get all the gunk out of my hair. I would cleanse twice with the WEN using a billion trillion pumps, like they say in the directions, and my hair would still be gunky, and I would end up having to use another kind of shampoo or another cleansing conditioner like Curl Junkie Daily Fix in order to get the gunk out of my hair. Now you can see I have a lot of hair and it is very thick. If you have fine hair, perhaps, and your hair is thinner than mine, perhaps this may work better for you. But I'm telling my experience. And I keep talking like this because, to be quite honest with you guys, I've been on the WEN forums and on the WEN Facebook, and a lot of the times when you say like you don't like WEN or you don't think that it can do something, everyone will tell you that you're just using it wrong. You just like aren't using it right. You're not following the directions, because they absolutely love WEN. They will die for WEN and lay down like on some train tracks for some freaking WEN. I think it's a little weird, just to be quite honest with you, and it's really not that serious. It's just a conditioner, and I think a lot of people who really like WEN are not familiar with other cleansing conditioners and not using sulfate shampoos to cleanse their hair, because they usually talk about how their shampoos were so drying before. And for almost 2 years before I used WEN, I hadn't really used sulfate shampoo, so I wasn't feeling like my shampoos were drying my hair out anyway, so I was just not like totally in love with them. But anyway, just to talk about the conditioner, I'm like totally going off on a tangent, but these are actually pretty good conditioners. If you just need a light cleanser or you want to use a conditioner, I do think that these are good. They have a lot of slip. You can see this one, like it's not even moving down here. They're very thick conditioners, and I do find them to be pretty moisturizing. This one has glycerin lower down on the ingredients list than this one and the fig. I think glycerin is like the second ingredient on the fig, but for me, this one has the least amount of slip, and it's probably because glycerin is lower down on the list. The fig had a lot of slip for me. I actually ended up really liking the fig. I think in terms of which ones I like the most, I like the fall ginger the best, then the fig, then the pomegranate. But the pomegranate is still good. So I actually really like these as conditioners. They do have the A-cone. I think all of them have the A-cone. Let me see. Yep. This is just lower on the list, and then I think it's higher on this one and the fig. So it has the A-cone, so I would not use WEN every day, and also menthol can eventually start to dry your hair out, so I wouldn't use it every day. I would rotate it out with these, but it does make your hair feel very soft, very smooth. Like I said, it's very moisturizing, and I had no issues using it. When I was using it as a leave-in, it's very thick, so it's pretty moisturizing. It didn't really dry my hair out after like using it with second day hair or anything like that. So I thought that that was really good. So I want people to understand that I'm not saying that WEN is a bad product. Will I buy it again? Probably not, unless they came out with like a really like cool seasonal scent that I really wanted to try, or they tweaked the ingredients a little bit and I was like, oh, I want to try that. But just for me, the line is not a necessity. I have several other products I really like I said, the Curl Junkie Daily Fix is definitely a staple of mine. Diva Curl, not one condition, but the Diva Curl No Poo is a really good cleansing conditioner for me as well. So yeah, just for some reason, I wouldn't use these as refresher conditioners. You know how like when I fluff my hair out the next day, I wouldn't use these just because they're pretty thick, and you may get like a little bit of residue on your hair if you put it on dry hair. They're not really made to be put on dry hair, but they're still good. You could also, let me see, it says use 30-40 pumps for longer, thicker hair. That's pretty much how much I was using. People might think that that's a lot of pumps, but not really, because I do my hair in like 4 or 6 sections, and I would probably use like 6 pumps per section of my hair. So it really wasn't a big deal, but it was nice. As far as detangling, yes, I could detangle with it. It does have enough slip to detangle with. So I really did like that. So like I said, they're not bad. They're actually very good products. I think they're a little hard to get, because if you want the best price, I think you really have to get it from QVC. Getting it from the Chaz Dean site, it costs a little bit more, and QVC takes I think like 2 weeks to get to you a lot of the time, because they use like that stupid what is it, the UPS or the Super Saver shipping or whatever, where it like transfers it to your post office or something. I don't know, it takes forever. So every time I order it, it would take forever, and I just hate that. So I probably don't think I would get it again unless there was like some kind of holiday deal or a value on the WEN for that day. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. Like I said, it's not bad. I think it's good. I just question whether it can be used as your soul cleanser without getting some kind of buildup on your hair, and it is very moisturizing. So if you have fine hair, it may weigh your hair down a little bit. I obviously don't have that problem. I didn't have any problems with it weighing down my hair, so I just used it as a regular conditioner, sometimes as a leave-in, and it's been working fine for me. Because the pomegranate isn't as moisturizing for me, I think I'm going to break that back out and start using it more in spring because it's not as dry out and I don't need, you know, the extra moisture in there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.